Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's main event. In the red corner, we got John Sleepy Time Clater. In the blue corner, we got Buddy the Soloist Baird. Oh, listen, bring it in, guys. I want a good, clean fight. I don't want anybody saying any mean shit or hurtful stuff. No cussing at each other or whatever boxer guys say to each other before a fight. Let's have a good time. The two fighters come out of their respective corners. Buddy comes out swinging. Where the f*** were you last week?
I wasn't here.
Ooh, John counters with an I wasn't here. Buddy comes back with a I had to sit in this f***ing room for a half hour and talk to myself.
Sorry. My apologies.
John counters with a hug and a kiss. Buddy swings back. I'm gonna go out front. You can do the show by yourself today.
That's not gonna work.
Buddy goes in for the clinch. John, what the f*** are you doing, man? This is a fight. You gotta fight back. Say something hurtful. Attack me. And Clater shakes it loose.
You're ugly.
Buddy goes off to the corner crying. Ladies and gentlemen, John Clater wins the fight. He goes back to 6th grade on that one. So, what's up, dude? Oh, wait.
What?
No, go ahead. Now we're good for introductions.
Oh, hi. What?
Hi.
We're on episode 10, so...
Is it 10?
People
right.
should know who they're listening to at this point.
Welcome to another episode of There Goes an Hour. Hopefully everybody had a chance to hear last week's episode and is up to speed as to why Clater and I just had the podcast version of a fist fight.
Yeah.
I guess we'll catch everybody up. We'll back it up. No.
Okay.
You dropped the first ball the day after your recording.
Did I?
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to be there anyways, so just show up. I'd love you to be there. And you didn't show up. It was after your recording session over at that man's house, if we don't say his name.
But was it scheduled?
Well, it was I'll be there if I can get there. I won't make any promises.
So it wasn't 100% scheduled?
It wasn't 100% scheduled.
So that doesn't
I was here.
count. So
Doesn't count?
if it wasn't like 100% scheduled...
That's true.
It's like a half.
So then we're back to even.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the week prior to last week,
I was here.
you were here and I was getting out of the shower.
Yeah.
So I totally forgot. Had nothing lined up for my kids to do, so they would have been here. That wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
And then last week, what happened? Now that you're here and everybody knows, ladies and gentlemen, John Clater is not dead.
That's nice.
We were worried about that.
Really?
No. But I did call you like 8,000 times.
My alarm, my phone, just nothing woke me up.
You were just out.
Yeah. It's one of the nights where it's like long, couldn't sleep. And then I knew that day I had like this planned in the morning, and then as soon as this was done, I had to go.
Oh, the day of the
up.
podcast.
Yeah. I had to do this in the very early in the morning, and then after that,
You had a show,
go
right?
load up all the equipment, go set up the show. And it was just like a completely long day. And
You've had a lot of shows lately.
we've had a few, yeah.
You had that one that was out of town,
Crystal
River.
Yeah. And then
You just did a charity event, which I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, Driftno did a charity event for a lady who's having a heart transplant.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. John Clater's a good guy. He missed the episode, but it was for a good cause.
Yeah, it was a benefit show. It turned out well. A lot of people. Good time.
Now, do you get a lot of publicity for that? I mean, when you do an event like that, yes, it's for a good cause, but of course there's always going to be like, well, you know, we get our name out there and people see us too.
I mean, for that, even it's like, I mean, in my opinion, it's not about you or your band or anything at all. It's strictly for the cause.
Yeah,
the benefit for who it's for, you know. Like, I could care less if we got
Did anybody else in the
recognition
band, like, do you have anybody in the band who's just, like, crazy about recognition? And
No, not really.
No?
No.
I don't even know the guys
No.
in your band. I don't. The drummer, I
Yeah.
think, hit me up. And that
Did
seems
he?
like a pretty cool dude. Will?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Great
I
guy.
may have met him once or twice, just
Yeah.
out and about.
I know you met Johnny before.
Yeah, he used to bartend, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think I met him then. And you got a show coming up again, too, right?
Yeah, the 21st.
O'Malley's?
Yep. Yeah, we're playing with this band called Whole Wheat Bread.
Whole wheat bread?
Yeah.
What do they sound like?
They're kind of like punk rock kind of stuff.
Like emo punk rock? What punk rock is now?
No, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like a bunch of black guys.
Really?
So they have like,
And their name's Whole Wheat
yeah,
Bread?
their
That's
name's Whole Wheat
awesome.
Bread, and they're really good.
I
Like
just made the name that much
yeah,
cooler.
they've been around for a long time, and it's
I'll have to hear them.
yeah, they put a little different spin on some of the stuff. It's cool. They're a really good band.
So
really,
it's a unique thing.
yeah, they're really nice guys too.
That's cool.
Put on a good show, so it's gonna be a good one, not to be missed.
So is that kind of what's new with you then?
Yeah, it's pretty much completely it.
Shows,
Yeah, music. We're writing new songs.
sleeping. Did you happen to catch last week's episode?
Yeah.
For those of you that didn't, maybe go back and give it a listen. It's short. It's about a half hour long. It's 30 minutes and 18 seconds, I believe, exactly. As we said, I missed the week before that. And then last week, John didn't show up. And I'm like, dang, that's going to put us 2 weeks out.
Yeah, it would have.
Like, I'm going to need to do something, like come up with just a bunch of clips of just funny bits that we've talked about and put like a little taste.
We're not to the point to have
No,
that
exactly.
stuff.
So I was like, I can't do that. You know what? I got this thing printed out with all the lines, the swearing on TV.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just do it. I'll just sit there and I'll talk and I'll do a bit and see how it goes. It went better than I expected.
Yeah.
I figured a half hour. I was like, well, half the host, half the time. That worked out good.
Yeah.
You know? Looking around the room, it's rough. Like when you sit in a room and talk to yourself and there's no... Like I knew in some of the stuff I was reading on the TV swear words,
Yeah.
it's funny to me. But you can't...
Yeah,
something about
there's
sitting in a room and reading a line and then laughing.
Yeah. You're just laughing to yourself, and then
I felt like
kind of
insane. Yeah. I was like, I can't do that. Let's see what's new with me. So go back and listen to that. That was interesting. Got a new phone case. This is nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about this case?
I like it.
You do?
But
Looks like it's wet.
I would always be worried that it's wet, so I would constantly be wiping it.
It's a clear case for the iPhone, and it's got like a blue on the top, and it fades to clear. And the plastic is actually like mounded up on top of it to look like water droplets. Christina just had her birthday, and she got this case from her sister with all these little iPhone, because Christina loves all these different little cases for her phone. All these little cases in it.
Yeah.
And I always have the OtterBox.
Yeah.
Which is nice to keep it from dropping and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it, I was like, I've never dropped it. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
You know, when you have something like that, you're not just going to go around dropping it if
Yeah.
you're somebody that appreciates the value of something.
Yeah.
I know it's too much money, so I'm careful with it. So I put this case on it last night, and I was like, man, the beauty of it is, I don't know if anybody has an OtterBox. I'm sure somebody out there listening does. When you put it in your pocket and you're driving, and your phone rings,
yeah, forget about it.
and you have to get that rubber case out of your pocket while you're in a seating position, it's awful. Like I've almost died. Like talking and texting, getting my phone out of my pocket was what was going to kill me. So this is just like a slick plastic case, and this morning I put my jeans on to go to work, and I'm like, all right, let's test it. Zoop, zoop, just in and out. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I showed it to my son. Now they know it came out of Christina's pack of cases, butterflies and paint cases, and so I put it on my phone. And I'm like, what do you think about this? And he's like, it's kind of girly. So I wanted to ask you, not knowing it came out of a pack of girl cases, if it's girl, it's blue.
So what?
It's not like it's pink.
Yeah, like blue's strictly a girl color.
Yeah, and it's water droplets.
I mean, the only thing that would...
Is that fruity?
No, but like I said, I would constantly be wiping it off because I thought it would, even if it wasn't wet.
Because it doesn't look wet.
Like you got it set next
just
to
like that, yeah. Like, oh my god, you dripped all that water on it. Sitting next to my drink, you say. Well, that brings me to a coffee update. I forgot to do a coffee update last week.
Did you?
My coffee updates probably for a while are pretty much going to be the same.
Yeah.
Because it's the summertime?
Yeah, it's too hot.
My coffee update is iced. Iced. Light ice. Cream and sugar, light ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good way to go.
It feels stupid, though, when you order a large iced coffee with light ice.
Why?
Because it's iced coffee. I mean, it just sounds weird. Like, I feel kind of dumb. Like a large iced coffee, hold the ice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that if...
My thing is, I just don't want a hot coffee, so...
Yeah.
I'll take a large room temperature coffee if you have it.
That wouldn't be...
I don't think that
wouldn't be as
nobody
good as
ever
nice,
desires that. You either want it really hot or really cold.
Yeah. No in between.
I did do a movie review last week. Maybe
Yeah.
I would like to actually talk to you about it this time for real. I don't rarely do I get to movies, not nearly as much as you do.
Yeah.
When I first saw the previews for World War Z,
Yes.
I was appalled.
I was too.
Okay. Because I heard there was a zombie movie and Brad Pitt, and I'm a Brad Pitt fan. I think we've talked about that before.
He's a good actor.
So I was excited. I'm like, oh my god, a zombie movie with Brad Pitt. That's going to be awesome. And then I saw the previews and I saw that the physics behind the mob of zombies.
Yeah. When I saw them scaling the wall of that building, I was just like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah. That's not zombies.
Yeah.
And when you say zombie movie to me, I think Romero. I think, slow walking, your cliche zombies. Yeah. But again, like 28 days and weeks later, those movies were incredible.
They were good, but I mean, I would look at that more of like an infection movie. Like
a virus, not coming back from the dead.
They're infected,
right?
So
right.
Yeah.
See, when you say zombies, that's what I think of is the hand coming out of the ground and the dead rising.
Yeah, they're dead, and then
this is more of a rabies. Is what I think they describe it in 28 Days Later. It's a rabies type virus for humans. I think they even said that in World War Z, like a rabies style whatever.
Yeah.
So once I kind of got that out of my system that I wasn't going to see Romero zombies.
Right.
I mean, I know you fell asleep, and so do all the listeners if they listened last week. Did you not like it at all?
It was so slow.
Really?
Like, yeah. It wasn't slow to you?
No, I watched the entire movie in complete enjoyment.
I mean,
it was slow?
Maybe halfway. I maybe got halfway through it.
The beginning, I mean, it started rather quickly.
Yeah, but then it was just like...
I didn't feel that.
They had to
go try to find the back cert, the back.
Yeah, they got him, and then they put his wife and kids on wherever they were at.
Right.
And it was like she's calling him, and it's like, so the movie's just gonna be like her trying to call him, and he's trying to do something. I don't even know what he's doing. Like, he's doing something.
Yeah. I did think it was funny that. Well, I don't know. Maybe
there's
like
one
I
point,
get
like
it.
there's one point when the phone rang and like something just went wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah, that
come on.
Because he called and she missed it.
There's one point where just a couple of things he did back to back were just like horrible ideas. Like, why'd you do that?
Like, why would you even have that phone?
Yeah, why'd you do that? Like, okay.
You're sneaking through zombie town, USA,
with your gigantic
and you've got an international cell phone with the ringer up as loud as you could possibly have it. That's not the smartest move now.
Yeah.
But I aside from, like I said last week, the cheetah, like that was the one part when I'm watching it going, oh god.
I probably don't remember it.
They're running down like a mob of people, not infected.
Okay.
Panicked people are running down the street, and it's like they're running kind of toward the camera.
Okay.
It's one of those shots, and you see they run past like a car, and then as the car starts to go to the back of the shot, this zombie is like leaping like a cougar, like all fours up on the top of this car, and then does like that all four launch off the top of the car, like Sabretooth from the Wolverine movies.
Jeez.
And lands on a guy, and I'm like, wait a minute. That looked like a lion.
Yeah. I probably would have, started
part,
throwing popcorn at that point.
That part I wasn't thrilled about. Let me ask you this, though. What did you think about the resolve? how they sussed out why bless you, why some people were immune to attacks or whatever. What did you think about that part without saying too much about it?
Here's my experience with this movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's my recap from last week. Take it away, John.
Okay. Get in the movie, start watching, that opening, and
Right.
things are starting to happen.
It escalates.
Brad Pitt's obviously some sort of important person.
Right.
So they get him and his family and take him. They need his help to figure out what's going on. So they get his family to a safe place. And then he goes. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. And that's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you say you fell asleep, you're not meaning you dozed off.
Oh,
you
no,
passed
yeah.
out in the theater?
I'm I missed the whole second half.
Oh my god.
When they were going around figuring out
was
what's
it
going
late?
on.
Did you go see a late movie? Was it too late?
Oh, no. It was 4 in the afternoon.
Oh my
It bored me
God.
to f***ing sleep.
Oh my god.
So, I literally missed every action-packed part of that movie. I woke up as the resolve was happening. I woke up and caught, the last 5 minutes.
Did you wake up with him standing in that,
I woke up with him talking.
talking
Blah,
about
blah,
the war
blah,
with them?
this and that, and then...
Wow,
Yeah.
the very end.
Yeah.
The very end.
I caught a good, solid nap.
You paid way too much money to go take a nap.
Yeah, I did.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I woke up and was like, see? Boring.
Just told you.
Yeah,
And I understand you went with a friend,
yeah.
and your friend fell asleep as well.
Me and my buddy went, and we both took a nice long nap.
Did you guys wake up with your head on each other's shoulders?
His head was on my shoulder. I woke up and I was like, oh man. I was like, oh shit, it's over.
Dude, get off of me!
Yeah, no, I was like, damn, it's over. We missed the whole thing. And he's like, whatever, slow as shit. I'm like, yeah, exactly, it was. Literally bored me.
Middle of the day.
Yeah, 3 or
Sober.
4 o'clock.
Middle of the day, but straight sober.
3 or 4 o'clock.
Had a nice meal in your belly.
Had some popcorn. Eat popcorn.
Cold, dark air. Yeah, but you know what? Cold, dark air conditioning, that's no good for you.
I mean, honestly, I go see movies all the time. It's got to be that boring or that slow or that something to put me asleep.
I've never fallen asleep during a movie. I've walked out. We talked about that, but I've never fallen asleep.
I mean, 5 minutes here and there if it's late or. If
Christina has.
Yeah.
She fell asleep a couple. She fell asleep. The we went and saw the. Remember when they re-released the Star Wars movies in theaters with all the CG stuff to it?
Yeah.
We went and saw that episode 4.
Yeah.
And she fell asleep. Which, but to me, I was like, oh, okay, that's nothing to do. It's just, you're literally here for me.
Yeah. And, that's a good, at least 2 hours or longer than that.
Yeah.
So.
And when, a movie like that, you've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
I was wide awake because I was stoked on all the remastered stuff, the shots of space, and they had it was so beautiful, and there were shots you never saw before. So me, Star Wars guy, I was super excited about it. She was out. So, but me, I never have. She has. I guess you have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
so what's not yesterday. The day before yesterday was the 4th.
Yeah.
Did you do anything?
Ended up going to drummer's house and practiced a little bit and hung out there.
Oh, no festivities? No fireworks, no cookouts?
We didn't get festive.
You just went over to your drummer's house and played music?
Yeah, played a little music and then just
hung out. That's America.
Yeah, hung out for the rest of the night.
Get together with your buddies and jam out?
Yeah, it's fun.
God bless America.
Had a good time.
We went to St. Augustine.
Yeah.
That's why I'm rocking this sweet skin tone that I got here.
Yeah.
I call it red.
That's a little red.
A little bit. Dude, my shoulders are pretty rough. It's bad when Christina never puts sunblock on and she ends up like lobster.
Yeah.
She looks at me last night and goes, "Oh boy." I'm like, "Really?" And I go in the bathroom, I look in the mirror. It was bad.
Yeah.
But like I reapply. I when I start to feel the sun on me, I'm like, all right, I need to get under the umbrella or get out of the sun, put my shirt back on, stay out of the sun for a little bit.
At that point, though, it's pretty much too late.
You think so?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
But even still, that's after applying and reapplying, and I guess there's just no way. You can't go outside and be in the sun for a day without.
No.
It's just I'm not blistered in the hospital.
Yeah,
I guess that's what the sunblock does.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we went to St. Augustine. What's today? Saturday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was not the 4th. Friday. So Thursday was the 4th.
Right.
So Thursday I was off and Friday I was off. Thursday we went over there.
Yeah.
A little bit later, we went to, because it's Christina's birthday.
Right.
Went to her parents' house first, had a little birthday party, and drove to St. Augustine. Patrick has to go to like these managers' meetings in St. Augustine and does inventory and stuff with the job that he works.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, I'm going to go up 40 to 95. So that's a straight shot on 2 highways that I can get a pretty good speed on.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, you're going to do that? I'm going to go 19 and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh, well, he goes up there quite a bit. He knows what he's talking. 3 hours to get to St. Augustine.
Wow. That's insane.
It was all these back roads. And back roads, you're doing like 40, 45. Yeah. By the time we pulled into St. Augustine, I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe it would have been 2.5 hours. I had to stop and die on the toilet for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I was getting texts, hurry up, we want to go. Like, whatever. I was literally driving down the highway, biting my hand. I had to go so bad. My stomach hurts so bad. I was like, I'm not having an accident. I'm passing like farms. You know it's bad when you're like driving past houses and going, I wonder if they would let me use their bathroom.
Wow.
Because it was these back roads. Like, where's the next store? I don't know. I got to go right now.
No.
So we did that. We went to St. Augustine Thursday night. Went down to the pier and watched the fireworks. Yeah. They do a pretty impressive show.
I would think so.
Yeah. They do. We go down to the pier, so you get this really nice view. Awesome, like, breeze the whole night. Mm-hmm. And I just was standing there watching the fireworks thinking, what is our infatuation with colorful explosions in the sky? Like, what...
I don't know.
It's funny, too, because fireworks are all made in China. I watched a special on TV about it, how they make all the different powders and whatever to burn different colors and the different chemicals and stuff. And I was like, yeah, they win. We give them a bunch of money just to pop these things in the sky. Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking, like, bring me to a war where there's bombs and stuff whizzing overhead at nighttime. I'm screwed. I'm going to stop wherever I'm at in the battlefield and look. Ooh. Oh, did you see that one? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know where that would come from. I mean,
it's just we sit there. There's this pier full of people, and there's all this noise and activity. And the first happens, and everybody just shut up for 30 minutes and stared at the sky. And I told Christina too. Is another thought I had Now yesterday was Friday, so that was the 6th. Yeah, because the 4th we went and saw the fireworks. The 5th, the day after, we spent the whole day at the beach and the pool at the campground with my mom. That was nice. Yeah. That was yesterday. And then, last night. So the day after the 4th of July, the 5th. Yeah. 9, 10 o'clock at night, we're laying in bed and we're watching TV, and outside is pow!
Oh, yeah.
Boom! Pow! And I told Christina, I said, if you ever wanted to just kick somebody's door in and shoot the entire family, now's the night to do it. Or the night before.
Yeah, well, sure.
They ever think about that? Like, you could just go walk around shooting people, and people hearing it. Like, if you were home in September, and you started hearing all these pops, you'd be like, oh, you'd be the 4th, the 5th of July, you'd go on a spree. Yeah, that concerns me. Like, I was double security last night.
And now you're giving people ideas.
Well, here's another idea. It's the same mentality of Halloween Horror Nights. Did we talk about that before?
I know we have. We've been there enough times together.
If you ever wanted to walk down the street and slice somebody's throat in not broad daylight, but in front of a bunch of people, you do it right then and there. Yeah. Just walk into the park.
Yeah.
And everybody would walk by and go, "Whoa, man! Look at that!"
Yep.
Take pictures.
Yep.
We saw a guy, we went to one of the Busch Gardens one, and this guy's sitting on a park bench,
Yeah.
and he's like cut in half, like he was sitting next to his legs,
Yeah.
and he like had this look on his face, and his guts were hanging out, and he's reaching out to people as they're walking by.
Just walking by.
Yeah. And he was just walking by, and that was when it dawned on me some years back that,
Yeah.
oh my God, you could die in a street, and people would just walk by. You could be begging for help.
Yeah.
Don't touch me, dude. You're not supposed to touch me.
Yeah.
It says in the park rules, you can't touch me.
Just people screaming all over the place.
Yeah. And the same thing with the 4th of July. If you ever
Yeah.
wanted to just go shooting a bunch of people, just don't shoot me. Damn it, now the next 4th of July I'll be freaking out.
Yeah, can't go to Halloween Horror Nights this year.
So you did listen to last week's episode?
Yeah.
Did it turn out alright?
I did. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Good.
I took a picture of something kind of horror movie related that I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
It was a thing I saw on Facebook about how will you die? Like in a horror movie or a zombie film or whatever.
Okay.
How will you die? And it's based on your... I'll have to put the picture up on our page so our listeners can see how they would die as well.
Yeah.
Maybe post on our page how they would die.
So how do you...
It lists the month you were born, and then each month has a corresponding thing, and then like the first letter of your name, that type of stuff.
I gotcha.
So let's look up yours. See, how will you die? Use this handy image to find out how you would die if you found yourself within a slasher film. Okay, that's why I saved it, because it was a slasher film. So month of birth, March.
April. Good call.
Oh, April 4/24. Yeah, I gotcha.
You're August. That's cool. I know.
So April, you are the big-chested bimbo.
Oh, am I?
Yep. The first letter of your name, B. We all know that. Oh, okay. You're the big-chested bimbo who commits suicide. That's J. You're the big-chested bimbo that commits suicide, and the last digit of your age is 4 right now, right?
Yeah.
So you're the big-chested bimbo
Right.
who commits suicide at the very start of the film. Pre-credits, it says.
That never happens in a slasher movie.
Big-chested bimbo commit...
Yeah.
Well, big-chested bimbos never commit suicide. They're always
Yeah.
killed. They're a victim for sure.
I mean, if it was a male, like I am...
Maybe you're a big-chested bimbo. Maybe you committed suicide because, like, you get harassed all the time for your big boobs.
No, that doesn't happen in slasher movies.
No?
No. If I was a guy...
According to this, that's how you're gonna die.
According to that, that's stupid.
That's not stupid.
Oh, well, I'm not a girl.
You're not a girl, you're a bimbo. You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
I'm the pot-smoking comedy relief. Are we going to go with Buddy or Walter? I guess my legal name, right?
Yeah.
I'm the pot-smoking comedy relief. That's August. W is who is kidnapped and tortured for years. That sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm a pothead who's kidnapped and tortured for years, and the last digit of my age is a 3. But returns from the grave to seek my revenge. So that sounds to me like I'm the villain. Like pot-smoking guy, tortured for years, but then returns from to seek his revenge against the torturer.
Yeah.
So I'm like a villain. I'm like a hero, like an anti-hero.
Sure.
So that's how I will die. That's how you'll die, as a big-chested bimbo.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
I saved that picture because I just thought that would be fun to go over with you. I swear to God, I didn't look at yours.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you were a big-chested bimbo until just now. That may be the name of the episode.
A big-chested bimbo?
John Clater's a big-chested bimbo.
Neither one of those things are right. Not big-chested, I'm not a bimbo.
Okay, John Clater's a male gigolo.
John Clater does not like that thing that you just did.
That's the name of the episode?
Yeah.
John Clater does not like the what?
That thing that you
just did. That thing that you just did?
Yeah.
Okay, done. No, too late. I watched Burt Wonderstone last night.
Did you?
Yep.
I want to see that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard a couple of people say it's really horrible, but I don't care. I want to see it.
I heard the same. I heard a bunch of people say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it was stupid," or I didn't
stupid
really.
Movies, though. I love stupid, funny
Well, I like
movies.
Steve Carell and I like Steve Buscemi
Yeah.
too. Like I like both of those guys. And Jim Carrey does a great. I think what I like initially before seeing the movie, what I liked the most about it was the traditional magician, the Vegas style, flamboyant,
Yeah.
versus this gritty street magic that
Right.
kind of appeared the last 5 or 6 years. Well, maybe longer.
Yeah.
David Blaine's
Yeah.
been. But then the Chris Angel guy showed up, and
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's more spoofing that Chris Angel guy.
Okay.
He's called a brain rapist in the movie. It was really good.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not that great" or whatever. And then one person, Patrick,
Yeah.
I watched it the other night. He's like, "I really liked it."
Yeah.
So like, that's all I need to hear. I'm good. I'll watch it from there.
I'm gonna see it regardless. Just even like the stupidest movies.
Yeah.
I think are hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's stupid in a bad...
not
right,
like-
no, I'm
like
saying, but it's
stupid
not...
funny.
People that are saying it's stupid, it's not that it's
Yeah.
stupid in a bad sense. Production
Still
value's
funny,
there,
yeah.
the story's there.
Like, stupid funny. Like
Yeah, it was good. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd seen it, I guess. I couldn't believe you haven't seen
yeah,
it.
I missed it when it was in the theater, and
We watched it last night.
yeah,
It was good. It was good. It was kind of the teaching an old dog new tricks thing. Like, you gotta do something because this isn't working
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
You see your competition out there? Yeah, he's killing it, and you're still dancing around to Abracadabra on stage. But it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I recommend you see it. I recommend
Yeah, I'm
anyone
gonna
else
see it.
go see it as well.
definitely.
So I had a random thought this morning.
Yeah,
Somebody said something on the radio, or like I heard an impression, and it popped into my head, and it brought me to wondering, if you were Bill Cosby, would you be like super pissed off?
about what?
Well, whenever somebody says, it's like Bill Clinton.
Right,
Everybody has that same impression of you.
right.
Bill Cosby, he must hate everyone. Because if I was Bill Cosby,
Okay.
I would be freaking pissed that everybody walks around going, and then something about pudding. Like,
Yeah.
I don't eat pudding all the time. I
Yeah.
was on the Cosby Show. I'm Bill Cosby.
But honestly, who is ever gonna do that if they're in?
Oh, would you do it in
Yeah,
front of Bill Cosby?
Exactly.
Hey, Bill
I don't
Cosby, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
he would just punch you in the throat?
Or I don't know anyone who would be that brave to do that.
And I
but,
kind of laughed afterwards.
like if you ever saw him in person,
Would you
would
do
probably
that?
be like,
Oh my, yeah. Hello,
Wow.
Mr. Cosby.
"Hello, sir, nice to meet you."
Hello, Mr. Huxtable.
Yeah, exactly.
Dr. Huxtable. No, I just thought about these people who are
Yeah.
famous based on dumb shit. I'm Bill Clinton. You want a cigar? Like,
Yeah, but that's just
the one thing that just sticks to you for your entire. Bill Cosby did a pudding commercial, and my God, if every friggin' Bill Cosby impersonator doesn't say something about pudding,
yeah, that's true.
to the point now that it's expected, which makes it not funny.
Yeah,
Like, oh, you said pudding? That's funny. Make a bit. Do a video skit where Bill Cosby's horribly allergic to pudding. That's funny. That's different. I haven't seen that. Where you can't fucking say pudding or taste or smell pudding without
Yeah.
vomiting violently. I'd like to see that.
oh man, Bill
I'm gonna
Cosby.
take a little blah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit random, but it popped into my head, and I laughed about the fact of being Bill Cosby and hating everyone for that.
Yeah,
I took a quick note. Figured
Yeah.
it's worth bringing up. It was funny to me.
yeah.
How about you? Anything?
Haven't talked about music in a while, and
Oh, okay.
I guess it's been more than a week or two since this album came out that I'll talk about real quick. The new Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, nice. I haven't heard it. I didn't even know they had one, but I don't see
Yeah,
it.
they haven't put out a record in a long time, and like this one's had so much anticipation behind it because it's been a while since they put out an album.
All right.
Everyone loves it.
Everyone. I don't like the way you say
Like
that.
everyone
Except
everyone
for you.
that's heard it that I've talked to absolutely loves it, and it's like the best thing that's ever happened.
So I should hear it.
I listened to it once over. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it.
Oh,
but,
okay. That was my question.
I got to the point where just I was waiting for it to end.
Ooh.
Like it just didn't catch me. Like it caught everyone else. Like halfway through, it was like, it's okay. You know, they did a good job, but
Did you hear too much before you heard it for yourself?
I didn't hear any of it.
No, not of the album. Did you
Okay.
hear too much other people saying that it was the best experience ever and the best album ever and yada yada
Well, no,
yada?
'cause-
And then when you finally heard it, it didn't live up to the hype
No. I mean, they put
'Cause
one
you heard
song
it.
out.
immediately.
They put a single out, and the single was good.
I haven't even heard that at all.
Yeah. The single was good, and you know, like I mean, I don't really read like a lot of reviews on music if it's not close to being out or out already,
Right.
so I can
Form your
have
own
my
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it'll put a thought into your head, and then you'll
Yeah.
hear it or see it, whatever the
Yeah.
media is, thinking that whatever you read.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I need to listen to it again. But first listen through, I was just like, this is not the best thing they've ever done.
What's an underlying style? Like, what is
Queens of the Stone Age?
of this new album?
I mean, it's
Is it just typical Queens of the Stone Age?
yeah. I mean, nothing really caught me that was just like.
Because Dave loves them. I wonder if he's heard
I
it.
love Queens of the Stone Age. They're an incredible band. Like Josh Homme, the singer guitar player for that band, like is just impressive. Like in everything. Like comes up with all these like unique guitar tones and.
What does he do? Guitar and sing?
Yeah, he plays guitar and sings. Like his songwriting, I mean, he's a super talented musician. He's the kind of guy that just like puts it all out there and it's like, this is what I'm doing. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Like
Nice. I like that.
maybe
mentality.
maybe not to that point, but it's just you know, it's like
This is me. Yeah.
this
you
is
like
what
it or
I
you
do.
don't.
Like, so I respect the shit out of him for sure.
Is
But-
it just what would you, not alternative, what would you call, I mean, it kind of is, I
mean,
guess.
I'd call them just a rock band. You know,
Rock
they're
band?
just
And is it their typical sound, or do you not like it because they went down a different path?
no, it's not like they strayed really far and went like experimental or weird.
Right.
It just the songs didn't get me. They didn't hook me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm like halfway through. It was just like, okay.
How many
I haven't
albums
heard
do they
any-
have?
Let's
They have a
see.
lot, right?
They've got self-titled, rated R, songs for the deaf.
So 4 or 5?
The other one after that, and then Era Vulgaris. They've got like 5 records, so this would be, I guess, their 6th album.
What's the new one called? Do you know?
Like Clockwork, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
But, and that's the thing, like their last record, Era Vulgaris, I think is the name of that one. First couple times I listened to it, I liked it. It was like, this is cool. I didn't love it, but the more like
Oh,
after
yeah.
the first couple listens, like the first time I listened to it, I was like, yeah, this is good. I like it. And then a couple more times I listened to it, I really liked it.
Oh,
This one,
okay.
like halfway through, it was just like,
I'm not feeling
I
it.
don't see it. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand what everyone's talking about.
And I wonder why that happens, because Band of Horses, that's probably my biggest band that I listen to.
Yeah.
That's I love everything they do. I
Yeah.
love all their little side projects that some of them have. Their last album,
Yeah,
same thing. Like, I was just like, what is this?
it happened.
I
man.
don't. I wonder if and there's a member in the band, Tyler Ramsey,
Mhm.
and he's a great guitarist. He's like the if you've got your singer, he's doing like singing and lead usually, right? So what's your other guitarist? Backup? What would you call him? He sings and he does guitar too. Tyler Ramsey. But Ben is the main guy on stage. He's off. Tyler's off to the side. What is that?
Well, like the lead singer,
Lead singer plays guitar,
right? That's usually
and then your backup vocals guy. He also
Right.
plays guitar. What's he called?
That would usually be like a lead guitar player.
Oh, okay. Well, him.
Okay.
He had a side project, and it's good.
Yeah.
In a separate sense. It's much slower. It's
Yeah.
he sings, he's got a great voice, but he sings kind of in that one key.
Right.
Like a monotone.
I mean, typically, I don't know. You can't say this about everything, but typically when you have, like, a frontman, like a singer, guitar player, that's the guy who usually writes most of the music. So the songs are pretty much going to come from him.
Right.
So your second guitar player, if he doesn't have a lot of input in that, whatever he writes himself is probably going to be
pretty different.
Quite different.
Well, I like his... Excuse me. Like I said, I like his side project independently.
Yeah.
But it's not the same type of music that Band of Horses does.
Yeah.
And I feel like this last album, like, they were getting his advice a lot. Because you can hear...
Right.
Like, it sounds more like his music than Band of Horses music, and it just didn't... I didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, some bands get to a point where, that initial songwriter maybe steps back a little and lets everyone else kind of add in.
CKY kind of did it, too.
I disagree with that.
An Answer Can Be Found was nowhere near as good as their earlier albums.
I don't know, man. I could kind of disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a handful of songs on the last... Was An Answer Can Be Found? Was that the last one?
No, Carver City was the last one.
Yeah, Carver City was the last one. There's a handful of songs on an album that I just skip.
Well, that whole record was just...
That Rats in the Infirmary song?
but
I'm not feeling that one.
That whole record was just, like, a mess. Like, the way they made it.
That's... When I said Answer Can Be Found,
Yeah.
I meant the last
Carver
album
City.
they made.
That had songs from, like, years ago that never got used.
Like Oil stuff? Or
Yeah.
CKY stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. I mean, for that record, I can agree, like, they were rushed. Like, all the stuff was going on, and they had to get this thing done, and...
Yeah.
Like...
It just sucks that happens.
They had a good batch of songs, and then it was like, okay, we need to fill up the rest of this thing, so... All these old songs just got thrown on it.
Yeah. And then you can tell. The final product, you're like, what is this?
Exactly.
You wonder if that's the case with your...
Queens of Stone Age?
No
way.
album.
There's no way that happened.
Because they would never let that happen. Dave Grohl wouldn't let that happen.
Well, no, Dave Grohl...
Foo Fighters.
Yeah. I think he played drums on a couple songs on
the
record.
But he does Queens of the Stone Age stuff, doesn't he?
He used to be their drummer for a little while, and then... I know he played a couple of songs on the new record.
Is he pretty much strictly Foo Fighters now? Does he even still make music?
Who?
Foo Fighters.
Yeah, they're still around.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Queens of the Stone Age, like, they wouldn't have just thrown a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
And put it out.
No.
There's no way that would have happened now.
Too perfectionist.
And it's been so long since they've done a record, like, I'm sure he's been writing songs for a while now. I'm sure he had a bunch of stuff already written.
You know who I really like is The Muse.
Yeah.
I think they're awesome. They started off as a high school talent show thing.
Really?
Yeah, Dave was telling me. It was a high school talent show, and the one kid, like, I don't know, like the drummer or whatever,
right,
was in some other band, and the guys that started Muse...
Mm-hmm.
Like, something went wrong with their drummer, so they went to this guy. They're like, hey, you want to be in our band?
Really?
We're doing a talent show, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, sure. So he goes, does their little talent show, and I guess they blew up from there.
Wow, that's great.
Man, why do I always end up with this thing in my throat, and all the listeners have to sit here while I... Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so that record didn't catch me right away like it did everyone else.
When did it come out?
It's definitely been out for a few weeks, if not longer.
Are you listening to it repeatedly? Like,
No.
has it had that chance
No.
to grow on you?
I listened to it once, and that was it.
Really?
Yeah, it's sitting in my car. I haven't listened to it again yet.
Just not gonna do it.
I don't know, man. Like, I just... Like
I want to hear... I don't even... Like I said, I don't even think I heard the single, so
I'll let you borrow it.
I can just download it.
Yeah, I mean, like, literally, if I listen to something all the way through and it doesn't catch me, like, halfway, if you got a 12-song album, and if by song number 6 something doesn't catch my ear, like, that was an awesome song, I'm gonna go back or like I'll remember that song because I really like that song. Something doesn't catch me halfway through, you pretty much lost me.
By half the album, well, the first song should. I mean, you know what I mean. Like the whole album should be good.
I mean, in my opinion, these days, like the album is dead. Like,
what's the point of making a whole album?
Like
with digital, I mean, really, with digital music,
yeah,
you don't need to make a whole album. You just need a good song.
Because pretty much you're gonna lose people anyways. Like if you got 12, 13 songs.
Well, I mean, I guess back in the day, the only way to hear that song was to buy the album.
Yeah.
So you had to have an album because there had to be other stuff for the person to buy.
Yep. You put a.
But now people just buy iTunes, one song.
Yeah, you can pick and choose the songs that you like, and.
Yet you still buy albums.
I do, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a music CD.
Really?
Actually, I could tell you. It was when we went to Georgia.
Yeah.
We went to Inman Park. Remember Inman Park?
Mm-hmm.
We went there with the skate, like all that cool shops and everything. We went there not maybe about a year ago. We went to Georgia.
Yeah.
I made a trip into Atlanta and went over to Inman Park, and I was like, man, I want to go to all these shops I never got to go to back in the day.
Yeah.
One of them was a record store. It was cool. You would have loved it.
Yeah.
You'd have spent way longer in there than I did. But they had this sale bin.
Yeah.
And they had like Pearl Jam CDs and all these old, just for like $1. I'm like, hell yeah, awesome. I'll take these.
Yeah.
I bought like 10 CDs for $10. Just stuff that I haven't listened to in a long time.
Yeah.
That was awesome. It though. That was that.
Yeah.
That was just because of the nostalgia. It's not like I
getting it for $1.
Yeah. I think prior to that, the last CD I bought was when you and I were surveying and took a trip to the mall to buy An Answer Can Be Found when it came out.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
That may have been the last new CD I bought.
Wow.
Whenever that was.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't support artists. I go online and download it. Is that bad?
Yeah, that's bad.
No, I mean, I do. I take it back because I've bought everything that Band of Horses put out.
Yeah.
Ava Brothers, I like them.
Yeah.
But I download their stuff. Sorry, guys. You make your money touring, I hope. Is that what bands live on now? I mean, if you're not... Well, I know. I guess they're making money on the digital part, too, right?
It just depends.
iTunes is cutting them a percentage, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, however your music's out there, you know.
You're getting a cut.
Yeah, but it just depends. Like, some bands make all the money from touring. Some bands, like, don't ever do any touring or anything and just make money off sales. It just all depends on...
Merch. Some maybe merch money.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on tour, that's like... You gotta sell the merch to make your money.
Yeah. I had a thought the other day. I put it down on my phone. I was going to bring it up. But I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on the matter.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure something out. We had this little thing that we plugged into my computer. It was an adapter for a Nintendo 64 controller.
Right.
And you plug it in, and you plug the 64 controller into it, and it allows you to play like Nintendo 64 games on your computer with this controller.
Okay.
So it feels very legit.
Right.
Well, I'm trying to find drivers for it. Like, you got to install the drivers to get everything to work.
Right.
I'm looking. I take about 5 minutes to research drivers, try to do whatever.
Yeah.
Try to make it work on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to go Google,
yeah,
this product and blah, blah, blah. And Lance is who I was messing around with. Lance is like, no. Hold on. I was like, what? He's like, we can figure this out. And he's like trying to do drivers on his computer and plug it in and everything else. And I sat and waited. Because I wanted him, if he was going to be able to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Go ahead. But 5 minutes in, I'm like, okay, I'm going to Google now.
Because you can look it up and find out how to do it.
Exactly. And it brought the thought into my head is going to the internet, say you have to do something or you need to find something out, and you go to Google and you research it, and you get your information right then and there. Mm-hmm. Is that the modern day equivalent of pulling over and asking for directions?
Honestly, yeah. And I have a situation that I can say.
Yeah.
My last car before this one that I have now, my door handle broke on the inside. Just completely snapped off.
The handle part came right off?
Just snapped right off. It was an older car.
The driver's door?
Yeah, my driver's door. So it's like good 10 years old. Opened it one day and it just snapped right off. So, go out, get that piece. Just that piece,
How did you get that?
$20 or whatever from whatever.
Junkyard?
So, yeah. So, we get that piece, and get home, and, looking at it, talking to my dad, and it was like, we can do this. We can figure this out.
Yeah.
So, we kind of start to look at it, and this and that. I'm like, you know what? Let me get my computer. Go and get my computer.
Was your dad not having it?
Well, no, he was just... We're sitting there looking at it, and it's like, you can't be that bad. You just got to pop the thing off, and whatever. I'm like, let me go get my computer, pull up YouTube, pull up a video of a guy replacing it. Step by step.
Yeah.
Take this off, do that off. We watched it one time.
Did it.
Yeah. Done. Took like 20 minutes.
Lance, though, when it came to messing with this piece of technology and him being, savvy and computer stuff, I think it was because it was literally like a challenge to him.
Yeah.
When I said, let's go to Google, he's like, no.
He wanted to figure it out for himself.
Word for word, he's like, we can figure this out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I just sat there and he kept trying. And he's back and forth between two different computers and he's looking stuff up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to
by the time you're done, we could have it fixed.
I'll have it working.
Already, yeah.
So I go to Google, and when he said that, and I just kind of stopped, I felt like the wife in the passenger seat saying, let's just pull over and ask that guy. And I thought, man, I think that's the modern day...
At this point.
Equivalent.
Yeah.
So a proud man
Yeah.
would say, I'm not going to the internet. I'll figure it out.
20 years ago when you couldn't just look something up like that?
Right.
Sure.
That's what you had to do. Yeah,
Exactly.
you had to keep messing with it or talk to somebody else that you maybe knew who did the same thing. Christina had this problem in her car about a month ago. She's driving around and every 5 seconds her oil light, bing, and it kept coming on. So we took a drive, like maybe to her parents' house, 20 minutes away. That thing probably dinged 50 times. Just ding while we're driving. Ding! And like we're talking, ding! I'm like, oh my god. She's like, yeah, I know, it's driving me insane. And it does it the whole time I drive around during the day.
Yeah.
So like I checked her oil and everything else. This wasn't making any sense to me. I'm like, your oil's fine.
Yeah.
Your levels are fine. You just recently had it changed.
Something's wrong, making it go up.
Something's up. So she actually did the research on her own.
Yeah.
She calls me up. She's like, look, it's the oil pressure gauge or the oil pressure indicator or something.
Sensor or something like that.
It's this little sensor.
Yeah.
It looks like a little fuse almost.
Right.
Just like how fuses look when you change in the car.
Yeah.
And it's attached to this cable and it's plugged into the engine.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. She's like, it's like $10. It's really cheap. It just plugs in. You unplug a wire. You put the new sensor on. Plug it back in. That's it. And I'm like, well, hell, I can do that. I don't do a lot of car stuff because I don't know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, I don't either.
But after she said what it was and said apparently it's a real easy thing to do, I'm like, cool, I can do that. I call Andrus. I'm like, hey, I'm bringing Christina's car by. They weren't home. They were in Gainesville. They were going to be out late. I'm like, I'm going to go by the house and I'm going to use your tools. So I got to change this part out. And he's like, go ahead. He's like, they're there for you. So I go there and I jack the car up and slide underneath it because apparently you just, right next to the bottom of the engine or whatever, the thing just unhooks and you put it in. I'm like, man, I had that done in 10 minutes. So I slide under the car and I'm like, nope. This thing's nowhere to be found. According to the pictures of where it's supposed to be, it's not. Of course.
Jeez.
Of course. I'm like, of course it's not. So I go back inside, hands are all dirty, and I'm on my mom's computer, and I'm looking around, and I'm talking to Christina, and I'm like, I can't find it. I'm trying to look up on... But I'm on Google, and I'm just, like, looking up, and you type in, oil pressure, whatever.
Yeah.
You get these diagrams and all that shit, and I'm like, man, this is incredible. Information we never would have had before.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to have somebody who'd done it or just knows something about where it might be, which I don't.
Yeah.
So she finally sends me this little tutorial. It was like just a picture, a graph somebody made up. Step 1, blah, blah.
Right.
And he was saying the easiest way to get through to it is to take out, like, the battery and the air... the filter part, like
right.
the hose that connects to the top
Yeah.
where the air filter is for whatever. So I'm taking all this shit out.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I was ready to fix it. So
Right.
I'm like, I can do this. Too late. I'm taking shit out of this car.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, like I looked behind me on the garage floor and there's all these parts and screws and shit laying around. I'm like, oh man, I gotta put all that back in. But sure enough, after forever, I finally get around to finding where this damn plug is, and there it is. Yeah. And I fixed it. And I was like, man, had I not had the internet and that instant availability, I'd have never done
fixed
that.
it. Yeah.
But it's that pride, that I can do.
That's
me
fine.
not going to the internet to find out where that is, I'd have the whole car taken apart.
Exactly. That's fine. Have your pride with things that are...
If you're lost, will you pull over and ask for directions?
Sure.
I'll pull over the second I feel I'm even close to being lost. Because not doing so leads to time, gas, miles on your car that are unnecessary. Like, that whole pride thing in that situation, that manly whatever that is, I don't have that.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I'll pull over and ask this guy because I have no clue where I'm at. So I was just wondering when he said, well, we can figure it out. I'm like, oh.
No.
That's the modern day equivalent.
Yeah,
Going to Google.
Yep. Just looking it up because it's right there.
Google is now that fat guy wearing denim suspenders on the side of the road that you would have asked for directions. That's now Google.
Okay.
That's that guy's name, Mr. Google.
Oh, man. Well, in listening to the last episode, there's something you touch base on. I figure we can kind of go over, too. Talked about the movie.
What?
World War Z.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing that I listened to that I figured we might as well get into for a minute, at least, is Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you like my shirt today?
It's okay.
I have a shirt with Grumpy Cat on it. I'm a grown-ass man with a beard wearing a kitty cat t-shirt. It's awesome. Yeah. Speaking of t-shirts, real quick, Christina decided that she was going to surprise the family for the 4th of July and make us tie-dye shirts.
Right.
White shirts with red and blue tie-dye in it, so we were all going to have matching red, white, and blue tie-dye shirts.
Right.
Well, I guess there's a part in tie-dyeing that she skipped. Because when you cover a shirt in red and blue tie-dye ink, a white shirt, and then wash it, the shirt turns pink.
Oh, okay.
Pink. So we all walked around with pink shirts with faded red and blue tie-dye all day. She's like, are you going to wear it? I said, of course I'm going to wear it. You made us matching t-shirts.
See,
I'm going to wear it.
If it turned out right, okay, but it turned out pink.
I had my rock, flag, and eagle shirt. I was like, that's pretty 4th of July right there. It's got an eagle and a flag on it. But I wore it because she made it, and we all had, all 4 of us, pink tie-dye t-shirts all day.
Yeah, I mean...
I'll have to find a picture of us wearing them because I know they're there.
Like I said, I would have argued if
it turned out
the way you wanted it, correct.
Twice that day I saw people.
Not pink.
It must have been like a... What's that website people go to for ideas? Pinterest. It must have been a Pinterest thing because I saw a bunch of people with exactly that. White shirts with red and blue tie-dye. And we're sitting next to a guy at a traffic light and I'm looking over and I'm like, hey, how did yours... how did you do that? This and that? And it was... We got gawked at all day.
Sure.
Like, really? I mean, is it the fact that we're all wearing matching t-shirts or is it the fact that they're pink?
Probably both.
Matching pink t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Some lady, we were standing out in front of Publix waiting to go see the fireworks, and some lady came over and snapped a picture of us.
No.
As we're standing there. And Christina's like, that lady just took a picture of us. I'm like, well, we're all wearing matching pink shirts, so that's on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
Look at these clowns. So the t-shirt thing.
Yeah. No, I wasn't even talking
Star
about
Wars.
t-shirt. Yeah, I was talking about Star Wars in general.
I think I mixed up the episode names too.
Oh, I don't know.
The
Return of the Jedi.
Indoor with the speeder bikes in the forest and everything.
Yeah, that's Return of the Jedi.
That's Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
I may have said Empire.
No, I think you had it right.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought so. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brad corrected me.
Oh, did he?
What does he know?
I don't know. Maybe you did get it wrong.
Oh, wait, Brad did? Maybe you did screw it up.
Maybe you got it wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I think I did screw it up.
I don't know. But no. Episode 6 is Return of the Jedi with speeder bikes and Ewoks.
No.
Really?
That's the last one?
Return of the Jedi?
Oh, yeah.
Episode 6.
Yeah. It screws me up when I have to go back and think about 1, 2, and 3 again. Because I always, in my head, 1, 2, and 3, I know. New Hope is 4. Yeah. I always have to do the math. Yeah. So what? You didn't like that one at all?
I was like...
Because the puppets?
No, not just because of the puppets. My favorite is Empire.
My favorite is New Hope. 4.
No, see, you said Jedi was your favorite.
Well, with the puppets and stuff, and the speeder bikes and the forest and all that stuff.
See, that was
I just like that one.
My opinion was your favorite was Jedi.
Maybe so. I like 4 because it sets everything up.
Right.
But I thoroughly enjoyed...
That's the thing. 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Like...
Do you not feel like that ended it right?
No, it did, but it's like... all your conflict and all this shit that goes horribly wrong happens in the middle. In Empire.
Right.
The last one, you're resolving everything. You got all this happy stuff, and not that I don't like happy stuff, but
yeah, because that was them finishing off.
Exactly.
Because in 5, at the end of 4, they blew up the Death Star.
Yeah.
And then 5 is Hoth, right?
Yeah, Empire.
Right.
Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Yep.
Because that's the Empire building their strike force back up and going after the rebels. And
yep. Luke gets his hand cut
and
off.
then 6 is them finishing off the remaining.
Yeah.
That's why they're on Endor.
Yeah.
Right. I liked it. I thought that was a good.
I mean, it's not my favorite.
It ends with them in the treetop village, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's ghosts.
Yeah.
It's very poppy.
Yeah.
It is very lighthearted, I guess. But I loved it. I liked the forest scenes. I liked the Ewoks. Didn't bother me.
It's not that they bothered me a bunch or like terribly bothered me, but just any day of the week I'll watch Empire over any of them.
The Hoth stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, just everything that happens in that movie.
Yeah. I think it's probably time that I sit down and watch them again. I haven't watched them in a while. My sons probably do.
Yeah. Like, I like A New Hope. I like 4.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, they're setting everything up. So there's so much
Oh,
you know what I mean? You gotta sit through all this.
They're telling all the story of everything.
Introducing everything and these characters and where they came from. And
yeah, I guess 5 would probably be your favorite because it's where the most conflict is.
Yeah.
Any story has the beginning, the climax, and then the end. John Clater's all about the climax.
Well, it's the... what's it called? I don't know what it's called.
What? Like the...
I know there's like... you know, your beginning, and then your middle, then your end. Like,
right.
The end is the resolve. And
yeah.
The middle is the
climax.
Conflict or
whatever. The main, where everything comes to a head.
Yeah. I guess Empire is my favorite. And I guess I don't know what your favorite is now. What is it?
Well, I guess... Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 is good because to me 4 is... That's my first Star Wars. That's anybody that's our age first Star Wars experience.
Exactly.
So that's the most memorable for me.
Yeah.
But going back to what I said before, the forest scenes, the different type of stormtroopers they introduced, the speeder bikes in the forest.
Trust me, there's nothing like bad about it.
It's all
great. Like, everything.
And the Ewoks, I thought Ewoks were awesome.
They were, and that's like I said, I don't hate them or anything, but it's just a little, like, too kiddie for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure when I was a kid it wasn't.
Yeah.
But now...
Did you ever watch that little spin-off movie?
Yeah,
I think it was Drew Barrymore, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was the Ewok.
It was the young. Well, maybe it wasn't Drew Barrymore. It was a little blonde-headed girl, and it was the Quaker Oats guy.
No, it wasn't Drew Barrymore.
No, it was Wilford Brimley.
Yeah.
Some little girl, and that little guy that was with her, and he ran real fast. Yeah. That movie was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That movie was awesome.
I remember it. I mean, I know I've seen it.
That was more of a Star Wars movie for kids.
Yeah.
It's like the Ewoks battle for...
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. I have it on DVD at home. I think you bought it. Somebody bought it for me. They found it somewhere.
I think I did, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Those big troll-looking things they fought in the movie. God, I gotta remember what that was called now. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Then there was like Christmas specials, and I never caught any of those.
I don't know, man. I guess I just like the conflict and the series of bad
yeah,
that happens.
everything coming to a head. Did Jar Jar Binks piss you off?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. Like, I remember when that came out.
Did the new movies in general? Did you like them?
Because
really I thought they were good, but and again, I think it's just the argument of the nostalgia, the holy grail.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so much fucking talking.
Yeah,
like
there was a lot of political shit in it, and that really bored me.
There's this guy that's done these reviews on him, and they're like an hour-long review on like Star Wars.
Yeah,
he's got a real funny voice, so it's kind of hard to listen to, but observations that he makes about those first three movies are like the best thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Just out of control. Like, they
had some cool, like the pod racing scene was cool.
Yeah, because he'll go in and show like, here's this scene, and here's this scene, and it's the same thing but in a different spot on this place.
Like, here's the same formula.
Same angle. They're walking doing this. They're walking doing that. It's like, are you just going to talk through the whole movie or what?
Wow.
I'll have to dig those out and find them.
They had cool, like the pod racing scene was cool. The scene where Anakin starts to go bad and goes back and butchers that town of sand people. That was awesome. Like
that's the thing. Like, you got about, what,
15
minutes worth of good stuff in that last one?
There was a lot of politics.
Yeah.
And I loved Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor's characters.
Yeah.
As who they were. Qui-Gon was an awesome character.
Yeah.
And then Ewan McGregor as a young Obi-Wan was incredible.
Yeah.
But
I think, I want to say in that review that guy, I want to say it's episode 3, but he compares it to, like, Citizen Kane. And it's just, like...
spot on.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you f***ing did that? Are you kidding me?
What do you think about Disney taking over? Because I'm pretty excited about that.
Honestly, at this point, I could care less.
I think they're going to turn Star Wars into these summer blockbuster films, but I'll watch them.
I'll watch it. I mean, I've watched...
Pirates of the Caribbean were great movies.
Yeah.
That's my argument with the Disney thing. I may have said that already, but...
I don't know. I mean, I'll watch it, but I might fall asleep.
I'm glad you showed up today.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
It's nice to have somebody to talk to.
It's good to be back.
And who knows, maybe next week you'll show up too.
I don't know, maybe you won't. See what happens.
Either way, what do you know?
There goes an hour.
What the hell is an aluminum falcon?